I burn so many more calories in these tennis shoe games because I move around. I swear I went up another 2 miles with that. When I walked in here Wednesday night from the Indiana State grind out game, and I said to my team, that was a quintessential Valley game. I said, I've played in a lot, coached in a lot, and I said the same thing to him just now. That was a grind out, quintessential. I thought both teams were making fantastic plays. It was going back and forth like all these games in this league, and I thought we learned from last game. We did we were more aggressive getting to the foul line. A great example, I don't know how much time was left, but Christian Thomas caught the ball in the short corner. And we were up 2 with 4 or 5 left against Indiana State, and we took a jump shot. And we talked about it. We're in double bonus. You don't need a 23 on a shot. You don't need that. And Christian caught it, shot faked, and then attacked the rim and dunked it. And that was just, the whole bench went nuts because we knew that was what we were doing. And just the belief, the guys grinding. I mean, so many good things. Milton, Christian, Kiki, Joe Chrisman had to play power forward against 2 very physical bigs. But I thought both teams made some fantastic plays. I mean, Northern Iowa, they made some really, really good plays, and very, very good team. And I'm just very proud of our guys for never stop believing that they could grind this thing out.
Hanging around in games, you can find a benefit like today. In the past, you talked about hanging around games and not finishing.
Well, a team like Northern Iowa who executes, they shoot free throws. They get a 7-point lead. Sometimes they can make you feel like you're going to the dentist right at that point. When they got a 7-point lead, and just to keep grinding it out, and get that thing into overtime. And then Turk hit a big shot. The first play of overtime, they run this play, and we call it a Philly fist. They went up the high screen, they curled the guy, and Joe was playing the post, and he knew by listening to us talking to the post players about how to guard that. They hadn't run that all game, and Joe jumped way off and stopped it, and then they threw the ball out of bounds. Those are little things that the whole bench knew, our guys knew right away. We were on it. We've had times where we haven't been on that, and those just a lot of little things went into that game, and just the grind out belief in those guys. And I'll tell you this, I was asked before the game, how do you keep the guys motivated? We had a tough loss, and I said the same thing. The last 2 days, the coaches, players, we came in there from the day, right from the jump, high energy about getting better. And these guys played that way. They believed coming off that last loss against Indiana State and had a really, really good win today.
It's hard to tell what the ceiling is for some of these young guys, but Loyola and Christian Thomas and these guys are just getting better.
You just saw like Kiki's effort. He took that offensive rebound he had with his left hand. What an effort play. I mean, he was in the trees. He was like one of those things wasn't going to be denied. He was like, refusing to, and it was a lot of them. Milton made it. We got to the foul line, made our free throws, and, just a lot of things added up. I thought the crowd was great. I mean, it gives you a sense of what can be in that arena, when the thing's full. And that's where we're going with this thing. And I know it's one win, but I'm proud of our guys in a grind against Northern Iowa's been in a million of those. I mean, those guys, they've been in a million of those, and our guys just to grind that thing out was really good for us.
I had no idea Christian could play like that. Where's that extra fire from things?
He's had some, he's had some of those. I mean, he had against Indiana State at Indiana State. He had it. I mean, he's got that pop, and I like it because he's aggressive when he's aggressive like that. I mean, he got that little shot fake and he didn't settle. And we talked about that exact play for 2 days because teams were just starting to fly at Nick, and really want Nick to get that part of his game where Nick can, get that little eyes to the rim and drive it.
How thin the line is between win and lose? You and I had a couple good looks at the end of regulation. Those go and you still in your locker room and
No doubt about it. And I've been on the other end of those. Southern Illinois here made that one. With 6 seconds left, they made one of those rolling around and went in, and then it didn't get to overtime. So we had one of those conference games that do that, and it was just batted around. We've been on the other end of that, and that's it's tough. It's a very fine line. It's a very fine line of in this game, and you're going to see a lot of these in this league that has come down to those possessions. But yeah, It was a stop, and it was just batting around. It was in and out.
These guys are saying to themselves, you know, we can hang with these guys in this conference, get more and more confidence.
Yeah, I think they felt that all along. I mean, even the games we've lost. I mean, Southern came down to the last possession. Evansville was right down there. Indiana State was right down there. At Indiana State, we had our chances. You know, we believe we got to get better. You know, and the very tough part for me as a head coach and to really with these guys is when you're changing culture, when you're moving, you're elevating a program. You know, I got to look at the big picture. So many people just look at wins and losses, and in my mind, so many facets are elevating. The talent level, the guys getting better, the development piece, the investment piece, these guys in practice. I mean, so many things, but the wins don't show it. I got to stay focused on it. Is the program elevating? And I think, and then the wins will come. And those last two practices, we just had great, focused, energy practices. And that's not easy to do with young guys because they lose their spirit a little sometimes.
Did Jeff Whitehead his hand right there?
Yeah, we're going to find out what it is. I mean, all of them. You know, you look how many minutes those guys played. I mean, we're thin. We're not a deep team. I mean, we're playing. Milton, Joe. Milton might have played. I don't know how many minutes. I haven't even looked yet. I just know a lot. You know, Christian played 44 minutes. Crazy. Joe played 40. Kiki played 41. We're just not deep. I mean, they're much deeper. Both teams, the last two teams we played, are much deeper than us. And you know, so yeah, we're going to be. We got to rest our bodies and minds, and we got 2 days. We leave Monday to go to Wichita. No. No, I don't. I've played against Northern Iowa, coached against Northern Iowa, and they sink their teeth in you defensively. They're well scouted, but you know, it was. And if you would have told me they would have scored 87, I would have said we would have probably lost. You know, because when you look at their numbers, when they're above, when they're like 66, 67 and below, they've lost. When they're above that mark, I think they've won. And we were really focused in on that, and they got 87. So, but you know, I think that it's changed. I mean, you got to understand that foul line. With the rules, if you got guys that can draw fouls, go by you, because they do. They do. Those guards are hard to guard. They're quick. Milton's hard to guard. You need shot clock guys. You need guys like that can go by you to where if you're moving and there's contact made, it's foul. That's just the way it is. And you need those guys. And I think Milton especially can see by getting to the foul line. But they got, you know, Mitchell's that same way. And when you got a guy like Mitchell who can hit 4 threes and then he can go by you and draw fouls, you got to make decisions on how to guard him. I mean, it's just they're tough matchup guys.
One question for you. You look at Milton, he's a scorer, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just that kind of kid.
Right.
And can you tell at points of the game when all of a sudden, you know, the last 10 minutes of overtime and the last few minutes of regulation, he just looked like he knew he was never going to miss.
Yeah, he's very confident, and he gets like that, and he wants to win. And sometimes on the road, when adversity hits, he's tried to do too much. But I really think the last couple games, he's let some things come to him. I've noticed it. Sometimes he was about to take it, and he reversed it, and he got it back, and then he struck when the defense was loosened up. That's part of maturation. He's letting things come to him. And, you know, I had a coach tell me one time that, you know, all coaches are anal about shot selection. I mean, it's just the way we're wired. And you have certain guys, your leading scorers, a scorer, he's not going to take 100% good shots. It's just not. He's going to take a couple bad ones because he has the ability to make some bad shots. And that's what you got to live with. And Milton, you know, I think is decreasing his number of bad shots, you know, early on. And I don't think, and he made it, I'll bet you, you know, if he took 4 bad shots out of the whole night, I don't even think he did. He's making some of those. So you gotta ride a guy like Milt, ride with him and stay with him, you know, through a couple shots. And he's locked in defensively. He's just I thought he's played a well all around game. You know, think about it. He's a freshman. He had 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 28 points on 11 shots. Heck, that's great production. I'm sorry, what? He does. He is. I wish we could play all our games in this arena.
The turnover, you know, it's got the clear like a basket.
You know what? That was one of those things. And I've said this before. I can live with turnovers out of commission. He was making a hard play. The turnovers out of omission, omission of toughness, omission of thinking. You know, we had one of those in the first half getting trapped. That was a turnover out of commission. He was trying to make a play. I can live with that one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Guys, when you're in a close game like that, throughout in the second half, it starts getting, they build up a lead. How did you stay there?
Just really just reminding each other about some of the keys to the game that we talked about before we even started. So just taking care of the ball, rebounding, and limiting them in transition. I think ultimately that helped us pull out the win.
Talk about how important free throw shooting was.
It was very important. Each team got in the bonus fast, so knocking down free throws was a big key for both teams.
They really have a three-point shooting team. Did you figure they're just going to, you'd have to allow them to hit some of those and try and, work around the other way to overcome that?
Yeah, we just tried to pressure the ball and try to run them off the line, take them out of what they do best.
Christian, you guys ended up out-rebounding by one. Was that a point of emphasis after the last game that really hit the boards hard?
Yeah, definitely. Just because last game Indiana State killed us on the glass, and so we knew that coming into this game, number 10 Tuttle was one of the best rebounders in the conference. So, really keeping him off the glass and then going to securing it for ourselves. That was a big part of our game plan.
Talk about the emotional lift you gave your team with that.
Yeah, just I just saw a clear path to the basketball, just came out just right. And so just tried to make an aggressive play, and it worked out.
Would say that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Jeff, the play right at the end of the first half, sometimes those can be a momentum builder. I mean, was it for your guys?
I mean, yeah, I think it was. It made us down too, gave us a little confidence and energy going to the second half. So, yeah.
Melton, you guys were down the entire second half except for the end. Just kind of talk about when you're in front of your home crowd and you kind of claw back and get to overtime. What's it feeling going into overtime?
It feels good because you can hear the crowd just chanting and rooting us on, brings energy to the whole team. I don't know, it's just the crowd just make you feel better, feel at home, make you play better.
You guys were struggling with shooting in the first half. What adjustments did you make that finally turned it around in the second half?
Adjustment is to attack or get the ball in the post and just work in and out instead of force your jump shots. Make them have to guard and be more aggressive.
Can you guys talk a little bit about Joe? He had 10 points. He does a lot of other things too in the game, right? Defensively.
Right.
Just talk about that.
I mean, Joe's he's a scrappy, hard-working guy. He can guard bigs and guard, so he's like a big energy booster for us on defense. Very aggressive, so he's a big key part in our defense, getting us going.
Yeah, you make the plays that can't many people make, just come up with all the hustle plays and everything.
I think he's an underrated athlete too, so I think just give him credit for that.
Your coaches,
Yeah,
your coach made the statement the other day that you guys have been good enough to hang around in these conference games, but not good enough to win some of the close games. What does it mean to hang around and get the benefit of a win here?
just gets us hungry to do it again. Just keep it going for the rest of the season. Now that we see that we can pull out these close games and that we belong.
Your thoughts on the push out?
Man, I've been waiting for this game since summer. I mean, getting this win is a big win for us and going into